right, everybody, it's almost Halloween. We only have 2 months to come up with 42 Christmas movie ideas, and we've barely come up with 5 so far. And we know they're gonna be busting down the doors for these on November 1st. So any new ideas? What do we have so far? How about Never Been Christ? It's about 2 best friends who reconnect with their high school crush, and neither of them have ever been Christ before. All right, yeah, that's good. Next. How about Catch Me If You Claus? It's about a news anchor who sees Santa's son in her house while he's on his first mission, and then they go on a crazy night of adventure and bond over living in their parents' shadows. All right, that one's a little interesting, but let's roll with it. That sounds good. Can't pass on that title either. How about Holiday Road? It's inspired by true events.
The secret gift of Christmas.
All right, that's fine.
Magic
We can do
and
that. That's
mistletoe.
okay. No, guys,
Christmas
that's okay.
with a
Guys,
kiss.
we can do
Working
it. That's
title.
okay. That's all right. Yeah, we can do
Sealed
your
with a
ideas too.
list.
No, we can do yours. All right, that's fine. We have 42 movies to do. It's fine. We can do it all.
Hello, we've been waiting for you. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Shmelk. And guys, it is December, which means it's Christmas time, and that can mean only one thing. It's time for corporations to get their grubby little teensy tiny little fingers inside our teensy tiny little consumer pockets. And that means it's time for a bunch of movies that nobody wants to watch, baby. Too many for one person to even physically watch. But that way you can't say there isn't something for everyone. I mean, you literally can't say that. It's mathematically impossible.
Please don't try to say it because they're listening and I don't want it.
So yeah, this year Hallmark is dropping 42 Christmas movies.
No.
I mean, unfortunately, there are 42. I'm sorry to break it to you.
No, it's 41 Christmas movies.
What do you mean? Like, literally everything online shows 42. I don't understand. Oh, okay. I know what this is about. How could I forget the one Hanukkah movie that they're putting out this year, guys? Sorry, my bad. It was 41 Christmas movies and one Hanukkah movie. Round and round. And it's about being stuck in a loop over and over. You get it, guys? Because it's like a dreidel. Get it? Like round and round like a dreidel? But do you get it? Well, just in case you didn't, there's pictures of it twice in a title, so you can't miss it. It's like Jewish Inception. But anyways, upon learning this information and spending a diligent amount of time choosing which one of these 42 films that were painstakingly crafted so time-consumingly and tirelessly to bring us the highest quality of entertainment possible would be the perfect holiday movie for me this year, I was lucky enough that I didn't really have to look too far. As a matter of fact, not any further than the very first film they put out this season. Since usually Hallmark tries to put the best movie first in the season, that way they can make a good first impression on us little consumers. And thus, I kicked off my holiday season watching none other than Checking It Twice. A classic holiday story that we all know and love about a busy real estate woman named Ashley from the big city who comes home to Idaho Falls for Christmas. Where do we think she is, guys? I mean, it's hard to tell from this shot if I'm being honest with you. Only to realize she might not want her big city job or boyfriend anymore. It becomes even more confusing for her when she falls in love with minor league hockey player Scott, who's like 40 years old, still waiting to be drafted into the NHL. Anyone gonna tell him, or no? All right, I guess we'll all just go along with this, whatever. And as you can tell by the title, they got 40 movies to make. They don't have time for further consideration in the writer's room. It's just,
Hey guys, so what if it's checking it twice? Like in hockey. Yeah, write that one down. And also checking it twice like Santa's list. Yeah, we already said we were doing it, Gary. Next idea. Oh yeah, and get this. Usually a hockey logo is 2 hockey sticks. But if you think about it, a candy cane is also a hockey stick. Yeah, we already said we were making it with or without the logo, Gary.
and as she's landing, she's calling her boyfriend and asking him, when the heck's he gonna get here already? Because he's supposed to be here to meet her family, guys. It's the holidays.
You're still flying out tomorrow morning, right? I promised everyone they'd finally get to meet you.
It's time for the big city woman to bring her boyfriend home for the holidays. We know the formula here. Her boyfriend Trevor also works with her at her real estate firm, I guess. But he's a big bad guy because he cares way more about his work than her. And he pretty much lets her know after he throws it in her face that he already took her business deal
You didn't land the King's Dead building.
Well, what's the good news?
that he's not coming. He doesn't need her stupid family for the holidays. He has money. Her money that she would have gotten.
Ash, come on. No, we can get past this.
It isn't personal, Trevor.
And they pretty much just blast through the whole exposition of this movie in the first like 5 seconds. They just have the characters be like, hey, I'm home for the holidays.
Hey, yeah, I just landed.
Yeah, I just landed.
Hey, I'm here in Idaho Falls.
I'm in Idaho Lake, or Idaho Creek, or Something with Idaho and water.
That's great, Scott.
They're really shitting on Idaho Falls in this movie. Wait, is he only holding a hockey stick? He doesn't have any luggage? Guys, do you think he's a hockey player? Because we all know that hockey players only need one thing when they travel, and it's just their hockey stick. Why would they need anything else? They're literally a hockey player. Hey, I just landed. I got my hockey stick and nothing else. I don't need any luggage. I'm a hockey player. I don't know. I'm in some place with Idaho and water or something. In what world is a pro or even semi-pro athlete not putting their equipment into a travel-safe bag when they go on their flight? They're just like, nah, I'm gonna just fist my hockey stick as a carry-on on the plane. And of course, Scott's getting kicked to the curb by his girl, too.
We just don't have the same goals in life.
So you're cutting me.
And it looks like in this airport, they try to give you a little preview of what the cabin's gonna look like once you're on the plane. Or are they acting like it's normal for the airport to be built like an airplane cabin? And our single girl Ashley is about to go home, but no. She won't be single for long because guess what? They're both checking out at the same time at the counter. But that's not all that happens, guys.
Cash or card? Card.
Oops, that classic thing happened where two people pay at the exact same time for different transactions and they have no idea who the other person is, but for some reason the employee takes both cards at the same time. So obviously the cashier is gonna switch their cards, but he still decides to invite her to a game. That's only right. He's not an animal.
Oh, you should come to a game. Not that I'm gonna play for them for very long. They're probably gonna fast track me up to Boise. And after that, it's just one stop to the NHL.
They're probably gonna fast track me up to Boise.
So I'll see you at the game then.
Hey, see you guys at the big game. You guys going to the big game? And then we just keep driving home more of the she's big city. She's not small town anymore. She's not relatable anymore.
You look so sophisticated. Just a little less Idaho Falls.
She outgrew us, guys. She thinks she's too cool for us. Us Idaho Fallsins.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, you smell so good.
Do I?
Yeah, that must be some secret shampoo that they only sell to folks on Saks Fifth Avenue or something.
Classic Hallmark movie. You left this city because you hate us all. I take this personally.
Hey, congrats on your real estate license. That's awesome.
Well, I'm no big fancy agent like you.
I'm your random friend from Idaho Falls. I take your moving to New York to follow your dreams personally.
We miss you.
I miss you too.
Yeah. Come on. Oh, I'm so glad you're here.
And then we're introduced to the sassy grandma.
You look so pale. Mom!
And we're also introduced to Dave.
Better treat her the way that she deserves. Like my Dave treats me.
Did someone say my name?
This is the best character of the movie, guys.
Good to see you.
Oh, great fruitcake, Grandma.
Notice how nobody even told him to eat the fruitcake. They just said, here's Dave. And he said, hey, everybody. Oh, did somebody say my name?
Oh, great fruitcake, Grandma.
And surprise, surprise. Of course, Dave's son, Kim's nephew over here, plays hockey. Yeah, the little sucker loves it. He loves that shit. Can't get enough of it. Wait, whoa, guys, what's this? A big holiday jamboree? Guys, come quick. Guys, come quick. It's the big holiday jamboree. Come down to the rec center. The whole community's getting together for the big holiday jamboree. The whole town's getting together. Next, we're introduced to assistant coach Gus.
Hey, Scott. Assistant Coach Gus, how you doing?
How you doing? Assistant coach Gus, how you doing?
My girlfriend broke up with me and I'm playing hockey in Idaho Lake.
Idaho Falls. Idaho Lake's about 20 miles up the road.
20 miles or up the road. Hey, this is Idaho Falls. Idaho Lake's about 20 miles or up the road, buddy. No, that was a great take. If you ask me, that was a good take. I liked it. It added some character to Gus, honestly. Now I care about him. You know, now I want to see where Gus goes in this movie. If he had said that line correctly, would I have given a shit what happened to Gus in this movie? Honestly, no. But now that he said 20 miles or up the road, I'm all in. And Coach Gus over here lets us know that, of course, even though Scott is a minor league hockey player, he's a Nepo baby. Boo! Scott Briggs is actually related to Wayne Briggs.
You in relation to Wayne Briggs?
He's my dad.
Two-time NHL defenseman of the Stanley Cup champion.
Two-time Olympic hockey champion / Stanley Cup winner? That Wayne Briggs? Yeah, guys. You guys know Wayne Briggs, right? If you don't know Wayne Briggs, you're actually not a real hockey fan. So leave in the comments right now, right a second, that you know Wayne Briggs, okay? If you don't, then you're not a real hockey fan at all. Except he's made up. They made up a hockey player. So old Gus lets Scott know where he's gonna be staying for the rest of his time here in Idaho Falls.
There's a main house on the property. You got a little cottage in the back.
Perfect.
And then he gets started on the ice because he's got a game in 5 hours. And his girl's gonna be there, so he's gotta impress her. Damn, there's a lot of characters in this movie. And the first teammate that we're introduced to on the team is Pierre. And for some reason, they already have some kind of a conflict together. I don't know.
Hey, how old are you, Grandpa?
You looking for a fight, son?
Well, do you want to start something or what?
Settle down, Pierre.
We got an XQC over here, guys. Or what? You wanna start something or what? And as you'll see throughout this, guys, Pierre is definitely French. Like, he's a real French guy from France. And this is what French people sound like. Just letting you know.
Obviously, it's not the result we wanted. We need to get the pucks in the net, and I need to be better on the breakaways. It's just is what it is. Maybe if you aim for the stands or hit the net. Hey, pops.
And they give Briggs the old big fighting trout welcome.
All right, let's give Briggs here a big fighting trout welcome.
You don't want to mess with Pierre. You don't want to mess with him. Don't mess with Pierre. And then, of course, her dad tries to make her feel guilty for leaving her family business behind to go move to the big city and follow her own dreams like some selfish bitch for more money and less family.
Well, we all need to stop and smell the pine cones every now and then. Or every day if you work here.
Like, she doesn't even care about what he did with his life, guys. And then dad drags her to the old hockey game by guilting her into spending time with the family.
You have tonight wide open.
Dad, I don't know.
Oh, I know it's not a fancy NHL game, but the whole family's gonna be there.
Because she just forgot family since she was in the big city for so long. There's just no such thing as family in the big city. You gotta come to Idaho Falls for that. Is this the big jamboree, guys? Is the whole community getting together for this, or is this just the family? Is this the big jamboree or the small jamboree?
We'll be hosting a series of holiday events for the community leading up to the big jamboree.
The big jamboree.
No offense, I'm not much of a holiday guy.
So this guy's not even a holiday guy right now? What's the point of him? How's he different from her boyfriend? He's just as big of an asshole, but a bigger loser?
I don't think it's too much to ask to show a little gratitude.
So Scott totally gets his ass handed to him in front of the boys.
Nobody gets to Boise unless I put them on the ice. And I don't put nobody on the ice unless they can act like a part of this team. I don't care who their dad is. Do you want to be a part of this team or not?
Yes.
Good answer.
Good answer, good answer. When we see Ashley again, she's buying a Christmas tree.
That will be $57.23.
But what's this? Uh-oh! They did switch the cards! Oh no! You'll never guess it, guys. They switched the card. And nothing in this scene makes sense because she swipes his card a few times, but it's not working for some reason. I don't know why, because she never attempts to put in a pin, so I guess he's just broke as fuck or something, because I don't understand what other explanation there could possibly be.
I can help pay for that if you're struggling, dear.
Kind of holding up the old line over here, buddy. Hey, nobody's ever offered to pay for my stuff when I hold the line up for 5 seconds. Maybe I should go to Idaho Falls. But she declines because she's actually very financially responsible.
No, that's okay. I promise I'm very financially responsible.
She's from the big city, unlike you stupid, poor, irresponsible, small town folk. But she isn't getting away that easy, because we got this guy on the case. The guy at the counter notices that it says Scott Briggs on it and not whatever her name is, even though he doesn't know what it is because she never gave him her ID.
Is that why you're using a card with the name Scott Briggs on it?
And of course, nobody's ever used their boyfriend or their dad or their brother or their friend's card before. And he takes it away.
Sorry, since it's not your card, I have to hold on to this for now.
Who's to say she isn't Scott Briggs? How does he know she isn't? Are you guys turning in your IDs when you buy your Christmas trees? It's a very secure transaction, actually, sir. Please. Excuse me, man. This is a very secure transaction. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to revoke this credit card from you. Here at the Christmas tree lot at Idaho Falls. This is now legally my card, actually. It's actually quite interesting how that works.
That'll be $57.23.
I have $1.50. Can any of you help out this poor young woman?
Wait, but didn't you just offer to pay like 2 seconds ago? She heard the total and said, anyone else want to take this one? I actually only got $1.50 now that I think about it. And then we're back with Scott, and he's at the bar with the boys, the team, the Fighting Trouts. And the bar is called the Drunken Puck because I guess Idaho Falls is like a hockey themed city in general. It's like they're in the hockey section of Disney World or something where all the rides and restaurants and everything are themed like hockey. Yeah, we're gonna go eat at the Drunken Puck and then we'll meet you over at that Slap Shot.
Thanks for buying, Scott. Yeah, well, I didn't really make the best first impression back there.
He's trying to make up for looking like such a bad sport by paying for everyone's food. But of course he doesn't have his card. It's Ashley's. Even though he didn't provide an ID either.
I want to show you all that I am in fact a stand-up decent guy.
This isn't your debit card.
And this lady is just gonna assume in 2023 that Scott Briggs isn't named Ashley. We really do live in a society for real, guys. And if I was that waitress, we all know that Ashley's card is the one that's full of that big city girl money. So you better swipe that shit. It's time for the Trout's big game. Let's go. It's game day. Big game. Time for the big jamboree? No, okay, that's not happening yet. Okay. It's not yet. It's just the big game. It's not the big jamboree. Calm down. Don't get too excited. But I don't want to miss it, I don't want to miss the big jamboree. The whole community's coming down. Then we sit and watch some pretty mild hockey game footage for about a solid minute. And even the sweet old grandma who's brutally honest is getting a little tired of it.
Hey, come on, Rep. I've got cataracts in both eyes, and I could see that high stick from here.
I may be old and sweet, but I'm brutally honest. Guys, don't bother her. She just needs her knitting needles and her hockey sticks, and she's good to go. She's like one of those people that buys a t-shirt on Facebook that says, I may be old and sweet, but I'm brutally honest. I've got cataracts, but I can still see that high stick from here. Don't bother me till I've had my knitting needles and hockey sticks. I was born in May, and you don't want to mess with me. And I love my family. I'm going to the big jamboree this weekend.
Oh, did you guys want something too?
Oh, okay, I see. We got a bit of a pattern going on here. They're really hitting every trope on the checklist here. They're not missing any. They got the sassy grandma. They got the fat guy comic relief. They got the big city girl with the big dreams. Small town with family for the holidays. The 32-year-old minor league hockey player that's waiting to get sent to the NHL. They finally bring up the card mix-up, and Ashley remembers that he said he was one of the players on the team. So she tries to tell him to meet up with her after the game.
Hey, you have my debit card.
Hey, you have my debit card.
Meet me after the game.
What?
Meet me after the game.
Okay, so there was one check, one left to go. Checking it twice, guys. We're checking it twice. We're not gonna miss it.
Ooh. Yep. I think he got the message.
Another crowd-winning line delivery from Dad over here. Once again, truly the fan favorite.
Oh, hi. So where's my card?
And neither of them have their cards to trade back because they freaking got them taken away. They didn't even think about that, guys. So they successfully get Ashley's card back from the hockey-themed Disney World bar, the Drunken Puck, and they head back to the old tree lot for Scott's card, which we know won't be so easy with Mr. Detective over here. But on the way, of course, Ashley has to establish what a cool and knowledgeable hockey girl she is.
You had 6 shots on net, scored 0 goals, and you had a plus-minus of -3. It's just something I picked up after years of going to games with my dad.
Plus minus? I mean, nobody tracks that.
Oh, I disagree. It shows how well the team does when you are in the game, whether you make them better or worse. And for me, that's the most important stuff there is.
All right, you know you're not.
Well, she used to be back when she had time to be.
Yeah, I used to have time to be a fan. I mean, not so much anymore.
Before she became a big city girl who isn't allowed to like hockey.
It's his card.
But how do I know it's his card unless I see some photo ID?
Okay, I know what you're doing, buddy. You didn't ask for an ID when you determined that it wasn't the card, but now you need an ID to determine that it is her card. That's interesting. It's an interesting little tactic you got there. One thing's for sure, buddy. It isn't your card, so let's hand it over. Come on, hand it over. Cough it up, if you will.
I left my wallet
in my locker.
But then it's all okay because they show him a picture of Scott on the Fighting Trouts team roster.
Wait a second. Here. This is his photo ID. See?
I didn't know you were a trout. My apologies, Mr. Briggs.
And suddenly he's treated with respect because of his celebrity status as a trout. And he gets his card back.
Welcome to Idaho Falls.
What was all that about?
What can I say? For some crazy reason, people in this town actually respect their hockey players.
I don't know why she said there, like she was referring to the troops or something. She's like, I don't know, I guess some people around here just respect their hockey players. Some people appreciate their people that go out there and fight for them on the ice. I mean, they are the Fighting Trouts after all. And then she hails a cab.
Oh.
In a very ordinary way. But before she gets in, he asks if he can share the taxi with her. And we find out that, they're staying at the same place.
845 Deerfield Court. Wait, that's where I live. Are you following me?
Because earlier, assistant coach Gus gave him the keys to where he was going to be staying. And it just so happens to be the guest cottage at Ashley's house for some reason. Because I guess they're just providing quartering to the Fighting Trouts as if they were the troops. That is one of the amendments after all. Thou shalt provide quarterings to the Fighting Trouts.
That's my parents' house.
I'm staying in the guest cottage.
So she goes totally big city businesswoman in the middle of Idaho Falls right now. But she's rudely stopped in her tracks by her ever attention-seeking mother, who fishes for compliments on her dress.
You look very nice. What's the occasion?
Before reminding Ashley about the cider social that obviously is happening today because everybody knows about the cider social.
It's my cider social dress.
I've never heard of a cider social, but it's giving very Mormon glaze. And surprise, surprise, the Trout boys are serving up the cider for the ladies at the cider social. But for some stupid reason, Scott didn't know how to dress for a cider social, so he didn't bring a sports coat. But it's okay, guys, because Dad looks through his extensive collection.
Let's see. No.
And he happens to find one for Scott.
This hasn't fit me for years, but I'm sure it'll work for you.
And he takes this opportunity to let Scott know that he's part of the Durow family.
Hey, you're part of the Fighting Trout family. That makes you part of the Durow family now, too.
Looks like someone's finally got that warm and fuzzy feeling, huh?
He's dumb and stupid because he's missing a tooth, guys. Get it? That's how you know he's dumb and stupid.
You said you're not a holiday guy, but I can see that Christmas twinkle in your eye.
I know this guy isn't supposed to be scary, but I feel like they're trying to do something here. But plot twist, guys. Scott actually isn't vibing with the cider social at all. Ashley totally didn't even realize what a cool, great guy he is. So he's sick and tired of the stupid holidays already. And he just wants to freaking get back on the ice.
It's not a twinkle. It's a tear. Because the longer we're here, the less time we're practice. So if we could just get these crumpets out, we could get back to work.
Wow. You sure know how to ruin a cider social.
Boo! What a freaking jerk. What kind of monster ruins a cider social, guys? Let's fucking get him. No, like seriously, let's fucking get this guy. After the cider social, they're back at practice. And Scott offers to help one of the boys.
You want some unsolicited advice?
Or at least I think he did. It's hard to tell with all the horrible enunciation in this movie. Every person has at least one moment where they sound like XQC. Anyway, Pierre gets totally jealous that he didn't get help since they're such a good team and everyone is so comfortable together and used to helping each other. And he decides to ask Scott for help later on when they're doing more holiday volunteer decorating for some reason again.
Hey, Pops, can I talk to you for a second?
Okay, are they giving Pierre an accent or not? Like, why does it sound like an Italian mobster? Hey, Pops, you mind if I talk to you for a second? Like, are you supposed to be French or not? I'm confused. And for some reason, they keep looking around like they're doing something wrong. They're not even given the freedom to talk amongst each other while they're exploited for their labor. Like, is this team even legit? I don't understand. You guys, blink twice if you're okay. You're being treated like prisoners.
Guys! Come on, back to work.
Uh-oh, Coach Sauce. Then when Scott's trying to get his solo practice in, assistant coach Gus kicks him out and tells him to go to the public rink.
Trying to get to Boise.
And I'm trying to get up the road to get my wife's homemade Christmas fudge before the grandkids eat it.
So Scott heads over to the public rink. But surprise, surprise, Ashley's nephew is there playing hockey with his friends. And he asks Scott to play with him for some reason.
Hey, you!
even though he has no idea who he is yet.
Do you know how to play hockey? You're on our team. Come on. If you don't know how to play, just follow my lead.
And Scott's like, listen, kid, if you ever question my hockey skills again, I'm gonna give you the second check of this movie. You understand? Then we watch another whole minute of mildly eventful hockey footage again. And Scott totally carries Ashley's nephew to the dub. So all the kids want him on their team.
I get him tomorrow.
Sick. And she was here to see it all. Wow, hockey with the kids. So good guy. And then her nephew asks her to go skating with them.
Aunt Ashley, come for a skate.
All right, fine. But if I break a nail, you're buying.
Buying what? A new nail? Or a whole set? Because we know that Scott doesn't have the money for that. They go for a little skate together. Without Parker, even though Parker was the one that asked to go, Scott tells her all about how hard life is in his dad's shadow and how his dad never coached his team because those who can't play coach.
Just me and my dad. When you're in the NHL, career sort of takes your priority. Those that can't play coach. His favorite saying. I mean that to make it in hockey, you can't be distracted by anything, even your family.
Okay, so prediction time. He's basically convincing her to stay in Idaho Falls, and part of that is that he'll be here for her to get to know. But then once she decides to stay, he's gonna get transferred to the NHL. And then they'll have that classic moment. I chose to stay for you, and you're not gonna do that for me? And he says, you knew I couldn't be distracted from my career, even with family. My dad taught me that. And she's like, whatever, then just leave. And then he comes back in the end and he's like, I never even cared about hockey. I just cared about you. And we're at another hockey game. Do we think it's the big jamboree? No, it's not the big jamboree. And back in the locker room, they find out that somebody from Boise got hurt, which means one of the Trout boys could be going to Boise.
Hi, we're Coach on the phone. They're gonna bring one of us up. No, we'd have heard about an injury.
Briggs, come see me in my office.
Scott thinks that he's gonna be the one that gets transferred, but instead it's one of the guys that he just freaking taught how to play better. What the heck?
I just want to say how much I appreciate this.
They're calling up Zettner.
Scott is pissed because he's the reason that this Zettner guy even gets to go. And the coach is like,
Look, I know it's disappointing, but the big club isn't looking for 32-year-old rookies.
damn, way to rip the Band-Aid off, coach. Anyone gonna tell him, or? I guess he's gonna tell him. A rude awakening. And since Zettner was supposed to freaking coach the stupid kids hockey game, now there's no one to do it. Which means Scott has to take one for the team again. And we all know how he feels about coaching. Back at Ashley's house, she finally freaking tells her family that Trevor isn't coming.
Trevor. He's not coming.
And her mom just looks at her dad like,
oh.
See, Jerry, I told you he wasn't coming. Meanwhile, the dad's just like, wait, what's going on? I was just staring at this already completely wrapped present. Like, what's going on there? He's been finished wrapping that present the entire scene. Now he's just stroking it and admiring it. He's just like, hey guys, did you see this present that I wrapped for the big jamboree though?
Just some donations for the jamboree.
Oh. Like, I know your boyfriend isn't coming. I heard all that shit. But like, check this out. Ashley arrives to the Pee Wee hockey game and she finds her sister. And of course her husband Dave is seated off to the side with his own cooler full of snacks away from society because he's a big bad monster and all he really needs is food. Just kidding. They say that it's because he fought the ref.
He's not allowed within 50 feet of the referee anymore.
But we all know what's going on with that cooler full of snacks. He simply is just too big and constantly hungry to sit with the normal folk. And that's real convenient for the sister because she uses this opportunity for her and Ashley to focus on Scott the entire game.
Forget Dave. It's the new coach you should be worried about.
She's just like, forget my stupid, gross husband. Let's watch this hot guy coach the kids. That's why I put his ass back there. I mean, that's why the ref put him over there. And then we get, you guessed it, another whole minute of mildly eventful hockey game footage. But this time, it's occasionally interrupted by scenes of the angry monster husband hobbling out of the woods to protest all the refs' calls. Why are they treating him like he's a wild beast and he's like groaning at them and they're hitting him and being like, stay down, stay down, get down, get down. And this is all while the sister has just been talking all about Scott to Ashley for the entire game and how cute he is and how she should date him.
I don't know what you said to Scott, but it worked. Well, now that you're single, maybe you ought to invite him to dinner tonight.
She's like, listen, if you don't want him, I'll take him. I love to have a little side piece since I can't really leave Dave. You know how it is. We have to keep up our appearances. Like, what will people at the site or social think? And then the game is over now. I guess they only played to 3 points. Hockey. And then, of course, they have Dave say, wow, what a great game, guys. What's for dinner? Just kidding. They'll probably give him a little bit of a break for a second from the fat jokes.
You got a player like Parker. He's quite the athlete.
Yeah, he gets his natural born athletic ability from me.
Okay, we're gonna grab Parker and head.
Wow, this movie has a pretty crazy record for the amount of fat jokes permitted, I'm not gonna lie. Like, what is this, Shane Dawson not cool? And then Ashley invites him over for dinner in the main house.
We have dinner if you'd like to join. Might be more fun than reading old copies of Sports Illustrated in the guest house.
He's upgraded from the cottage to the main house, boys. We're in.
Have you been spying on me?
Well, it was either that or old Stanley Cup highlights on YouTube.
Wait, what? So you actually were spying on him? She's like, yeah, not really much else to do. I assume you've been doing the same thing? And did she just say that it's either that or watching old Stanley Cup highlights on YouTube? Why is that the only thing you can watch on YouTube? Yeah, we got the old Stanley Cup highlights filter on YouTube, so can't really use it for anything else. I mean, we don't really need anything else. Instead of premium, we just pay for the Stanley Cup highlights package. I don't need anything else getting in between me and my Stanley Cup highlights. She just keeps inexplicably acting like one of the guys, whether it makes sense or not. She's like, hey, I'll do a little round of skating witches, but if I break a nail, you're paying. Yo, you watched the most Stanley Cup highlights on YouTube last night? Nah, I was peeping on you, I'm not gonna lie. It's either that or the Stanley Cup highlights, so. I mean, it's better than eating Sports Illustrated magazines for dinner, I'll tell you that. And then, during the family dinner, you'll never believe it, but we get another fat joke about Dave.
Well, I used to play a little puck back in the day. If you ever need a right winger with a slapper like a rocket ship, you tell him to give old Dave a call. Oh, grapefruit cake, Grandma. Yeah.
Oh, easy there, Gretzky.
What's the FJPM at? Get this, guys. This time, this Joker thinks he can play hockey. Funny fat man think he can do sport. Everybody laugh now. And this movie was made in 2023. So it's the day of the big holiday jamboree. Back to Briggs on the ice. His coach pulls him aside and he tells him, I'm gonna give you the book that changed my life.
There's something I want to give you.
The coaching Bible? The coach basically tells him again that he has no shot in the NFL and that he should just give up his dreams and try to become a coach.
I know you got your heart set on making it to the bigs, but I heard you did a pretty great job coaching those kids the other day.
I don't want to become a coach.
The way you helped Zettner, the way you helped Pierre, it's already who you are.
Wait a second. Has the coach been his dad all along, trying to discourage him from following his dreams? I don't think I've ever said the word coach so much in my entire life. But anyways, Scott decides to keep trying for his dreams, as he should, because why the fuck are so many people preying on his downfall and trying to get him to stop? Like, it has nothing to do with them, and they're like, you need to stop being a hockey player right now. Stop. Literally just stop it. You're pathetic. It's bothering me.
I have been trying so hard to get called up. I can't throw that away.
So he gets to the big jamboree, and Ashley's nephew gives Scott the second check of the movie, so I guess we can all go home now, honestly. Just kidding.
The team sure did a bang-up job this year.
So everyone loves Scott now for setting up the whole jamboree with the team.
Yeah, everything looks amazing. You know, you've really outdone yourselves.
But suddenly, he's way too cool guy to play any of the games, actually. Because that'd basically be the same thing as him admitting to giving up on his NHL dreams. Playing games with these losers? That's not what an NHL star does. But against his will, they get him to play the old classic Idaho Falls Christmas game, Merry Fishmas.
Scott, come be on my team.
I should probably get you guys some drinks or something.
Come on, you've worked hard enough.
I think this is where I draw the line.
Where two teams race to be the first one for all of its members to catch the fish. In the 60-second time limit, of course. I don't know why I'm even sitting here explaining it to you. We all know how this game works. We've all played it every Christmas.
All right, well, we could have Dave take you real fishing with his buddies. Trust me, this is getting off easy.
I'll take your word for it.
You're going down, buddy.
So Scott and Dave are the only people left on their teams, and it becomes a tense battle, but Scott emerges victorious again. Because Big strong guy always win, even at Dave's own game. God damn it, that was all Dave was good at, you fucking asshole. Well, that and eating, of course. Like, God, what can't this guy do? Now Dave's wife is definitely leaving him. At this point, his kid might even want to leave.
Hey, can I ask you a serious question?
Sure.
Do you like me?
Do you think I have what it takes to get to Boise?
Oh, never mind.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm being delusional. You know, like if I should start considering other options.
What other options?
What are those options, though? Like, have you ever considered what those might be? I mean, maybe we should list them off. Maybe it'd be fun. What's one other option? Then she gets a call from the client that she really wanted, and her whole life is flipped upside down. But she needs to report to New York by the 23rd if she wants to sell the property. That means she's gonna miss Christmas. Oh no! And even though it's on Christmas, she tells the woman on the phone that she'll try her best to make it. Wow, she's just gonna do that to him? Right after he just opened up to her. That's what women do. They wait till you're in your most vulnerable state and then they leave you. God, what a fucking bitch. So Ashley goes back to her family after the call, and they're playing an interesting game.
Come on, you can do it. You got it. There you go. That's it. He's got it.
Oh, of course it's Dave. Poor Dave. Like, what's the point of this game? What happens when the kid eats the cookie? Oh, nothing. We just watch the kids eat the cookies.
Sometimes I feel like I have two children.
I'm surprised it took her that long to say that, honestly. And back at the old Trout's locker room, there's a new member of the team, and he plays the same position as Scott. So everyone's a little worried that Scott might be getting the old cut ski.
I know you're gonna cut me. So if the offer still stands...
Who said anything about cutting you?
But guess what, boys? He's going to Boise. Yep, you fucking heard me right.
You're saying that...
You're going to Boise.
I'm going to Boise. I'm going to Boise. I'm going to Boise, so... Hey, guys! I'm going to Boise!
The Boise's going to Boise. Hey guys, I'm going to Boise. The coach is like, wait, but as we were having this conversation, I already emailed them that you don't want the position because you said you would still be an assistant coach if that was still on the table. Scott is leaving to Boise, and Ashley's nephew is super bummed about it because he was so good with the kids. And it's not all sunshine and rainbows for Scott either. No. He might have achieved his dream of getting drafted into the NHL, but his accomplishments are still overwhelmed by his stupid dad. Because guess what? He finds out his dad's getting inducted into the NHL Hall of Fame literally the day after that he got drafted. Like, what the heck? And then he turns off the TV and he's like, when is it going to be about me for once? So she comes to wherever he is now, and she congratulates him for being transferred to Boise. But she lets him know that she made her decision and she's going to New York for the client. Even after he offers her sweet tics to his game.
You know, Boise's not too far away. If you want to come down for the first game, I could probably get you tickets.
Which obviously isn't tempting anybody still, because I believe the only time anybody went to a game of his was without their knowledge that he was even playing. But before she goes, she gives him a picture of him with her family and tells him he'll always have a family on Christmas. And in return, to remember him by, he gives her something more valuable than anybody could ever imagine. Way more valuable than family or any of that bullshit. It's the plastic fish that he caught for her at the Merry Fishmas game at the big jamboree. So after receiving this amazing gift, she starts laying it on a little thicker to make him maybe get the hint. And she says she's glad for him for achieving his dreams, but that no matter where he ends up, he'll always be special. And in return, he offers her tickets to a game if he ever plays at Madison Square Garden.
And you know, if I ever play Madison Square Garden, you can bet that there'll be a front row seat with your name on it.
Oh, there better be. Yeah, it's a deal.
Cool. All right. Nice. I'm gonna leave then. Wow, what a smooth guy. First the fish and then this. What other surprises does he have in store? Apparently nothing, because then they just stare at each other expecting the other one to make a move. For literally 8 seconds. And rightfully so. I mean, she's expecting a kiss because she gave him so many valuable gifts and said such nice words to him. He's expecting a kiss because he offered her sweet tickets to his games like 3 times and gave her a fish. I mean, it's hard to say who should really make the first move here. Then the next day, they're both looking at their equally valuable gifts and thinking about each other. And Scott totally calls Ashley from his hotel room normally on his iPhone. So he ends up totally chickening out from telling Ashley how he feels again, but it's okay because he plays it off perfectly by offering them tickets to his game one more time. I don't think anybody wants to tell you this, but listen, I really don't think anybody wants to go to your games. And then the big jamboree doesn't count because the whole community was coming out, so they're not just gonna skip out on that. It's not about you. The big jamboree is not about you, okay? It's about the community coming together and jamboreeing. And then, of course, no one even tells her that Scott tried to call until her parents are asking if she's ready to go to the airport. And they see her hanging her little fish ornament on the tree outside. Oh, wow. It really warms the heart, doesn't it, guys? Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, sweetie. I know you two had something special.
Why did she just sound like a robot? You guys think the mom's AI? They so have AI mom in this. That's so 2023 of Hallmark. So she talks to her parents about how she doesn't really know if she wants to even go. And they say they just wanted to do what makes her happy. And they'll always be there to support her. So she decides she's staying in Idaho Falls, baby. Meanwhile, he's in his hotel room, reading the old coaching Bible, and hate watching clips of his dad. And then he starts to look around and notice all the nice little things that Ashley's family is done for him and memories that they've given him. And so we're back to the airport where it all started. Wait, why is she at the airport when she already decided not to leave? You know what? I don't know why I'm asking questions. We're back at the airport and she's picking up more chocolate and magazines to read because she's single. But wait, what's this? Could it be? It's Scott. She's not alone on Christmas. Wait, he was already in Boise? So why are they at the airport? Why did he have to come back? And why was she there in the first place? I don't know. Don't ask me. I've done more than enough, I think. And he basically says, I don't need hockey. I need you. So I was right. God, I'm so good at this stuff. It's not that it's easy to predict or anything. It's that I'm good at it, okay? Stop trying to take this away from me. And then they get into the same taxi again and they say the same address again, just like in the beginning, because they're going home together. It's so cute. And then they live happily ever after. The end. Oh, we love a happy ending. Except I don't really know if it was happy because I mean, I feel like he should have at least tried for like one day to see what it was like in the NHL. Like, that's your dream and you didn't even do it for one day. Sounds like a recipe for resentment, but good luck with that. So cute. Anyway, that was Checking It Twice. And if you're asking me, the biggest thing we can take away from this is never do anything without checking it twice again. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have a good one. Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. And happy normal time if you do not celebrate any holidays. Love you. Bye.
Sorry for the glare. I don't freaking have contacts right now. So shut up.
Miles are up the road.